Hello everybody, it's Angie the Craft NATO. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Today I'm coming to you with an unbagging from another stamped cross-stitch company. This company is called VIP Cross Stitch. I've worked with them in the past and they asked if I would like to show you some Christmas kits. And you all know that I love Christmas. Who doesn't? I mean, come on. And so I said sure, and I picked out a few kits to show you. So I believe that these are all going to be stamped kits as opposed to counted kits. And we'll go over that a little bit more as we get into the video. This is the first kit that I got. Merry Christmas. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love that. Now I had, nope, it is on white Aida, which means all of this is going to be full coverage stitching. So let's take a look at it and see what it looks like. This would be an excellent project for practicing your stitching because you're going to have a lot of color blocking to do where you're just stitching, stitching, stitching all the same color. So that would be a good chance to just get some practice in on perfecting your stitches. So what you get in these kits is everything that you need to create this cross-stitch project. You get your canvas, which is pre-printed with the with a color-coded chart. So now as you look at this, this obviously isn't what you want to see. This does not match this picture, right? It's because they use a color code that so every place that's yellow, you go over here to your chart, you find yellow, and you find that yellow is color number 1. So you go over here to your swatch, and you find that color number 1 is black. And they've given you ample black. They've given you a whole nother couple hanks of black to use. So you've got plenty of black. They just put it extra because it wouldn't fit all on the board. Okay, so then every place where there is an open red box, you're going to use color number 2, which is this nice sagey green color. So that's going to go, you're going to go along and stitch that way for the entire project. And when you're finished, you'll take this, your completed project, and soak it in water. And when you soak it in water, all of this printing goes away. So all you're left with is your beautiful design that you've stitched. So you don't have to worry about any of this printing showing through behind your stitching because you're not going to see it. You're going to soak it away. So this particular kit is 40 by 45 centimeters, a total of 129 by 151 stitches. And let's see if it tells us anywhere what our Aida count is. And it doesn't. It doesn't show the Aida count here. But there's a really easy way that you can figure that out. Aida cloth comes in 11 count, 14 count, 18 count, 16 count, along the way. What that means is that's the number of boxes per inch. So these are 1-inch boxes, and if we count the number of boxes in that 1 inch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is 11 count. Now, 99 times out of 100, they're going to tell you that it's 11 count, so don't worry about that. But 11 count means that you use 3 strands of floss in your needle. And the way that you get your floss out of this is these little ropes consist of they consist of 6 strands of floss per rope. I'm trying to get that off there. So I'm going to show you real quick just how you do that. So this little rope consists of 6 strands of floss. And I am going to do a video where I go through the entire thing of getting started. But you're going to take and you're going to pull out one strand at a time. You just find the end there, grab onto the end with one hand, and with the other hand, pull down, and you're pulling out one strand of floss. So now I've got one strand of floss pulled out from the cord. So you do that 3 times, and that's what you thread your needle with, is 3 strands of floss for an 11 count kit. Now if this were a 14 count kit, you would use 2 strands of floss. And that's just the general rule of thumb. And as you go smaller Ada cloths, you use, well, once you get real small, then you only use 1 strand of floss, but that's a long time and far away before we get to something that involved. But these are the colors that come in this kit, so it's a beautiful, rich variety of colors. Gonna look really pretty. In addition to having your pattern printed on the canvas, they also do give you a printed copy just in case, to help you. So that is the first kit that they sent me, and I think that that is just lovely, very nice and simple, and it's going to be beautiful. You could also, because you have that printed pattern, if you wanted to get black Ada, which they do sell black Ada, you could omit having to stitch all of that black and then just stitch everything else on the black Ada. But that's a little bit of an advanced project. We won't get into that. All right, our second item is this adorable little Christmas wreath. This is a Joy Sundae kit. This is a 14 count kit, which means you'll use 2 strands of floss, and it tells you that right down at the bottom, 14 count 2. It's 13 by 18 centimeters, so it's going to be nice and small. So this is going to be something that you could work up really fast and turn this into a Christmas tree ornament. And isn't that just, it's going to be so cute. Super cute. Again, all of this printed background is going to fade away. I see that we have a couple of advanced stitches, not advanced stitches, but a couple of additional stitches. You have some back stitching to do, and you also have to make some French knots. Now, if you're not sure how to do back stitching or make French knots, there are plenty of tutorials on YouTube on how to do those stitches. I can show you in my beginner's cross stitch video, but there's way better people out there. I'll just let you know that. So Joy Sundae also does give you a printed pattern as well as having the stamped, oops, I've got it upside down. How silly. Having the stamp thing on the kit. And this is something that you could work up relatively fast. This would be perfect for your first time, for just trying it out. And they also give you needles and all of the thread colors that you need. And that looks like a rainbow, doesn't it? Those thread colors look just like a rainbow. I wonder if there's a pot of gold at the end. Ay. Don't know what's going on with me today. Feeling kind of silly. So that is the second kit that I got from VIP Cross Stitch in our Christmas series. Ooh, now this one I'm really excited to show you guys. This one is amazing. I love this one. It's called Santa Claus 2. It's also a 14 count kit, which means 2 strands of floss are used, and it's 18 by 28 centimeters. So still nice and small. And it looks like we're not going to have a whole ton of different colors, so we won't have to do a lot of thread changes. So that makes it a little bit easier for a beginner. And the thing I love about this particular kit is that it looks like a sampler. It looks like one of those fancy samplers that you see people do and that are so involved. And I think that you're going to get that sampler effect without having to be stitching for a year. So perfect size. This is awesome. This is really, really perfect. Perfect for the project. A nice amount of color changes. You don't have too much confetti in there, and you only have 5 colors. And you do have to do a little very bit of back stitching. Now you'll notice down here that it does say 2018. So you do have, this was obviously made for 2018. You can change these, you can change this. You can definitely redo those numbers. And I wonder in here if they give you, they may give you, nope, they don't. Well, you could just, because this box is the same as this box, so for the 2, you can chart this yourself, and for the 2, you could just turn that, copy this side over here, and then for the 1, you could figure it out, how to make a 1. I think you could definitely figure it out. Unless you want to do it for 2018 and call it a gift of Christmas past. You could do that too. I just noticed that. I hadn't noticed that before, that it said 2018. I'm not fussed about it because I think that I can figure out how to make a number 1 or a 2 and a 1 out of that. But I really love that, the fact that it looks like a sampler, and very simple with 5 colors. You just have black, green, red, cream, and white. Very nice green. I really like this color green. Very easy project. Got your needles with it, so you're all set there. And that is the 3rd Christmas project that I ordered. So last but not least, let's get into the final one, and this is going to be the bigger of the projects. And this again is one that reminds me of a really fancy kit that you would pay a lot of money for the pattern and to get all of the floss. I love this kit because of the gradiated colors on the lettering, the way they look. They look like they are variegated. And I'm sure we're going to do that. I'm sure we don't have variegated thread in here, but I'm sure we're going to do that through using a series of different colors that are going to blend together. So we've got it on up there on beginning, and then down here on to look a lot like all as well. And this is going to be a heck of a project. I really like this one. So let's see what it's going to look like. And I really like the beige background as well. So it doesn't tell me right off the bat how big it is. So let's just open it up and see. And holy big. It is a 40 by 55 centimeter, which is 129 by 194 stitches. And it is an 11 count, which means we will use 3 strands of thread in our needle. It has 25 colors. That's a lot of colors, but you have to think we're going to be changing colors a lot in those words to get that gradiated. That's not even a word, is it? That gradual color change. So again, you don't have to worry about the colors that it looks like right now, because all that's going to wash away once you put your stitching in. You have your printed pattern to refer to in case something happens or you can't read that. And let's take a look at our floss. And our floss is a lot of floss. We've got our 2 needles here in your project, so don't worry, they always give you needles. They always give you, the only thing that you don't get with these kits that is not even a requirement, but more of a personal preference, is you don't get a hoop. Now, not everybody even likes to use a hoop. A lot of people like to stitch in hand, and what that means is you're just holding on to the project and stitching it that way. Holding it like this in stitching. I prefer to use a hoop, but you by no means have to. It's just a personal preference. A lot of people have hoop stands. There's Q-snaps, which is a different kind of a hoop. So there's all different ways to cross stitch, and there's no wrong way. Everybody just has their own personal preference. But look at the gorgeous, gorgeous reds in this. Beautiful reds, beiges, browns, mauve. Ooh, I really love this color mauve right here. That's super pretty. Gosh, I wish there was a lot more time between now and Christmas because I would love to get a lot of these projects done. This one is a lot of stitching. This one is definitely going to take some time, but it's going to be gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous when it's finished. Maybe if I start it this year, I can have it finished for next year. That's probably more along the lines of where I would be with that. But no, that's not true. If you picked up a project like this at this point and you really stitched at it, being that it's 11 count, which is quite big, you're actually going to get a lot more done than you would think. It's going to go a lot faster than you would think. So these are the items that I got from VIP Cross Stitch. It's not too late to order to get Christmas items in, and get some Christmas items for your crafting for this year. It's so much fun, and I love cross stitch. I love stamped cross stitch. It makes it so easy. It takes the guesswork out of it for you. There's no counting. It's so nice and relaxing. And yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. But thank you, VIP Cross Stitch, for giving me this great Christmas kit. I will put the link to them all in the description field of the video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. And thank you for watching and subscribing. Until my next video, I hope you guys all have a super great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.